Yes, back again. Motown Philly back again with a little JN swing. Coffee break and group going off, not too hard, not too soft. Well, hello. You know the universal greeting, not ba wa, ba na weep, ninny bong. It's well, hello. Welcome back to Coffee Break with JN with your host, Grand Marshal, Field Marshal Jamar Nicholas. Hello. I like that, the Field Marshal. Uh, let's see who is around. You guys, I'm all discombobulated. It's like there's somebody in the background. That's Principal holding it down. So pro. Wait, what are we talking about? Yo, first sip of the night. We're starting off strong with a K, real strong. You guys, it's time to get those pinkies up because you remember when in doubt, pinkies out. First sip of the night goes my man Stunt Ken. You know, Stunt Ken, one of the most dyed in the wool decorated caffeines. Caffeine, you know who the caffeines are. We'll do that later. Sip of coffee for my man Stunt Ken. Stunt Ken, it's good to see you home, bro. Welcome back to group. It's good to see you. Let's do the roll call. That's right, Sippers. Tell him, Suze. Sippers for Stunt Ken. I call Shogun. Yo, JRD, that's great. I'm not gonna put that on the screen, but good, good stuff. Good for Kidlet. Yo, I see oh, there's all types of superstars up in here, you guys. So yeah, like the what's going on with my computer? The kind of like I like my lights has what? Maybe there's some kind of like camera, so such and such. Usually you could see more of my body when I'm doing these, but it's kind of like cutting me off at the chest piece. But yeah, that's in the back. That's Principal. I think I had him on not too long ago. You know my man. You know my man Leon. You know how we do. Let's do that roll call, guys. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? I see Suze. What up, Suze? There's like an air raid siren. Is this when the giant ants invade? Let's talk about movies. The catalog of Paul Van Verhoeven. He's underrated. We're going to talk about Paul Verhoeven tonight. Suze, good to see you, Suze. I see no notorious JRD. Happy born date to JRD. There's a couple of born dates over there in the Dean's family. Happy born date to all of yous, like my South Philly shirt. Philly versus all yous. Happy born date to all yous. Dean's Family Productions. Good to see you, Duke. Yo, no one's have to battle. Yo, Joe. Let me say this: if you're not in the, why is my shit is loose? Pause. If you're not in the cartoons, you're not in the anime, whatever. There's some kind of Gen X touch points because this is the Gen X hour. A crucial Gen X touch point for us, because I'm a giant GI Joe nerd, is the opening credits. I mean, the opening intro for GI Joe the movie. It's a fantastic. It's cinema. It's an amazing, goosebump raising intro to the GI Joe movie where Duke was supposed to die, but they kind of said he didn't die because Transformers the movie scarred so many children. So that the backlash was so bad on Transformers the movie because they killed Optimus Prime. Spoiler. And kids were running out of there crying. Is that the GI Joe movie was supposed to go into the theaters? They canceled it, and they just put it on free TV in two parts. I think that's how it worked. And then and they were going to kill Duke, and then at the end, this is where Duke's little catchphrase comes by. They just did a really bad voiceover where all the Joes are standing around in freeze frame, and they say, "Hey guys, Duke's gonna make it. He's gonna be okay. He's not dead. They got the poison out. Yo, Joe. Anyway, just go to YouTube, not right now, but later, and type in G.I. Joe the movie, not the Dennis Quaid, Bruce Willis G.I. Joe, not the Rock, the cartoon G.I. Joe the movie from the '80s, and just say, just put an intro, and you tell me about that show business. Yo, Paul Pate, I say Paul Pate, what up, Paul Pate? Good to see you, my man. I see Matt Waringo using some old IRC chat room lingo. Brackets wave, brackets G. That means grin. I remember when that started getting out of hand, it would be like S or like MWSEG. Mile wide cheated and grin. I'm glad we kind of got past that, but I do miss chat room sounds. Ka-chunk. I see Paul Pate. What up, Paul Pate? I see my man Matt. I see Phantom Cave Reviews. Hey, what up, Brad? It's good to see you, my man. Thank you. Who else is in here? I saw Stunt Ken. Hello, Stunt Ken. Anybody else sneak in while I was talking? There's a lot going on in the chat. Yeah, I saw my man ID. Stand up and be accounted. Yeah, I see Bill O'Donnell. What up, Bill? Good to see you, Bill. Bill's a fantastic human being. What up, Bill? Good to see you. Wow, you guys were talky in the chat. Yo, I see Ronaldo. What up, Ronaldo? Good to see you. The family has come home to roost. And I gave a short shout out to I Call Shogun. Clap, 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 clap. You got to do your clap times 5 for I Call Shogun. ID, what up? You like this De La joint? Thank you, sir. You have great taste. Pause. Good to see you. Thanks for joining in. We're going to talk about old people stuff tonight. Yo, I see E. I see my man E. Whole lot of superstars up in here. How'd you miss Coffee Break? I do them every other week now. We're on a fortnight schedule. Yo, D Fish. Hello, D Fish. Reporting for duty. A newly minted caffeine. You know who the caffeines are. Come on. Who are you kidding? You know caffeines, friends and regulars. No coffee break with JM. I see a lot once in a while. I see people with little Facebook joints on the yo E. What's going on? E, good to see you. Cobra. Yo, I bug out. Sometimes I'll just put on the GI Joe the movie, like beginning of it, just to rock out with it. What up, E? Yo, D Fish got her button a little while ago. Is caffeine in good standing. Good to see you. D Fish says that opening is the perfection, an encapsulation of all things GI Joe. 3 some odd minutes of magic. Even at the beginning of it, the GI Joe logo comes out like a giant fish. It did it because kind of like the sheen goes across it and the glitter starts falling down. Come on. If you're not alive, well, you wouldn't be watching that. But those are kind of moments where you go like, yo, it's good to be alive. So go watch it for me. Jared D, sorry to spoil it. Spoiled. He says, I love that Leon poster. What Leon poster? What, this? Oh, that's my standee. That's when I come to your school. If I don't have to get on an airplane, I'll come to your school. I'm bringing Leon with me, and I put him in the hallway or like near the door. The kids are like, "Yo!" I have to say, and I said this a little while ago. Probably a lot of you guys will probably say it when I'm not around. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm not the smartest guy. I'm pretty handsome. You got to give me that. I'm not the smartest guy, but once in a while I come up with some good things. And when I decided, you know what, I want to make some standees for Leon and some of his people, I went to one of my plugs, my hookups. I know a couple of really good local printers, not even printers, they're like sign shops. And I said, look, I got a job for you. I need to make 6 of these characters. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we know your books because the books," right? They then hit me with some paperwork to fill out, like, "Are you the copyright holder?" They know who I am. And I was like, "Look, I need these, but don't make them all the same size because there's kids and then there's adults. Like principal over here is he's legit 6 feet, but make the kids like 4 feet. So when you put them all in a row, they're different heights." And they were like, "Oh, what's that gif with Ben Roethlisberger?" And he's just like, "That's what they did." And then we they did the real nice die cut. They cut those out. It looks real. But yeah, I was really happy with myself for that. He did a fantastic job. Yo, hello, Michael DeFonte. Love the channel, love the streams, love you. Thank you so much for joining in. Please tell us, pray tell, where did you come from? Not like metaphysically, but like, were you a fan of um, Pencil to Pencil? Another thing on the JNN Jamar Nicholas Network? Maybe it was somebody told you about Coffee Break. How'd you get here? Are you one of my man Mike Hawthorne's people? Phantom Cave Review says, when did the G.I. Joe come out? That movie we're talking about? 86? I think it was 86. Yes. I'm just catching up to the thing. Oh, the cartoon show I think came out. This is interesting. Some G.I. Joe lore. I hope I don't lose everybody. And this is also great. Hasbro, they're geniuses over there right now. They just have a YouTube channel that just plays the G.I. Joe cartoons 24/7 streaming. You just go there now and watch like Rise, Serpentor, Rise, or whatever is on there. But I believe the cartoon came out in what, 83, 4, 2? I think it was 82, something like that. But it wasn't, and it was never a Saturday morning cartoon. I hate when people say that things were Saturday morning cartoons and they were not. They were after school cartoons. And it wasn't there wasn't episodes yet. They had like a mini series. So there was like a week full of one adventure and it was all chopped up. And there was no way I'm missing the Weather Dominator episode after I got through Monday and Tuesday. I gotta do Wednesday. And then I think they did it again. I think it was Weather Dominator, Mass Device. I can't remember. And then they did the show. So they were like 2 or 3 toy waves in by the time the actual syndicated show started. But somebody else can tell me more about it. D Fish says, I have a music playlist of 80s cartoons theme songs, and that version of the Joe theme is track number 1. Yep, yep. That's so funny. Okay, retro goodness in a time I wasn't here yet on planet Earth. Wait, what Brad are we talking to here? Also, Bill O'Donnell says, also Sipla from Mike Hawthorne and his new Kickstarter definitely got in on a new one. Yo, Mike Hawthorne, keep a Kickstarter, yo. It's really great. I think, is he doing another cheat codes? But I can't keep up with Mike. But yeah, go support us artists. Because even whatever you guys think in these streets that is going on, we always need your support. We really do. Like nobody's eating. I don't know what do rich people eat. I don't know. We're not eating that, so it's always helpful to put your money where your mouth is, y'all. Oh, Showtime synergy. Yo, Jim and the Holograms was in that same. You know what? Jim doesn't get enough love. I didn't like watch it like that, but I know. I mean, it had that really smooth like animation, and it was right there in line with like Hasbro was killing it back then. Wait a minute, hold on. Sunbow and Marvel did the GI Joe Transformers, but I think it was a Hasbro property back then. You toy people tell me about that. But it was a My Little Pony and Jim and the Holograms and GI Joe and Transformers. Uh, yeah, yeah. Thank you. I think you're talking about my thing. Stunt Ken says, "Lovely, I'm behind you, giving you that look while you rapping with us." Yeah, he keeps me on point. It's kind of one of my favorite things to have, and they're not always standing here. Like I'll kind of switch them out, or if I'm doing like a Zoom or something, I'll put one of them behind me. And uh, I think it's just it's important to give people something visual to look at. Bill says also rock the Leon jean jacket too. Now, here's the thing, and just to Bill's point, if anybody missed my cold open where I rocked the custom Leon jean jacket. You want one? Go to Instagram, Art Gallery Jeans. Got your number. Yeah, that's a nice piece, and I don't wear it all the time. Only if I'm going into like maybe a school where I know the kids will be into it. I know it's weird. And I said this before, and this is kind of weird. Even though I have things like that, I don't want to be like this goofy dude showing up with like, you know what I mean? I'm not doing clown energy. So if I'm feeling like that's not the vibe, I'm not bringing the jacket. You know what I'm saying? I'm not like, hey kids with the big red shoes. Like that's not my energy at a school visit. And especially if the kids smell like that you're corny, it's over. Like that's a wrap. So I just want to make sure I'm always thinking about like what's the energy here. So, but thanks for that. I appreciate that. That's right. Cake is undeniable. Hold on. You guys are giving me a lot of love here. Stunt Ken says, if you weren't smart, JN, you wouldn't be where you are today and come this far. Thank you, my man. So beg to differ. Thank you. I appreciate you. Also, yes, you are one swag mofo to go with the braids. Because you guys know I have a charisma of 16 with a +3 modifier. Um, People are bugging off that GI Joe, and I hope people aren't like, "Ugh, I'm sick of you talking about GI Joe every week." JRD with he's our resident fact checker. JRD says, "Yeah, the Daily GI Joe started in '83. It's a 5 episode mini, yes. Then later, either in late '83 or very early '84, began as a daily. So the mini like was the first like if you know your 3 3/4 or whatever that line is because like my big cousins grew up with like afro with the real beard GI Joe like the Mego doll size GI Joe, and then in the early '80s it came out with the little GI Joes, and that's what we all kind of signed on. And in they call it the original 13, the first wave of action figures, they all kind of look really military. They're all wearing green. Somebody got a laser gun, somebody's got, I don't know, a machine gun, and you're like, all right, cool. There's a girl, Scarlett's in there. Scarlett got love, and then it just kept going. By the time the cartoon started rolling, they were already like on some sci-fi looking vehicles, and it was just like we talked about that a couple of coffee breaks ago about how, especially with the '80s kids, and how there was so much dysregulation in kids programming and what you can't do to kids' brains that we're hope. That's why I'm still like obsessed with GI Joe, and I could talk about this stuff for like 3 hours, but we're not going to do that. So yes. Oh, Michael says I originally started watching Pencil to Pencil, then the coffee streams. Thank you. I was inspired to restart my daily comic strip because of you all. Thank you, one of us. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. That's some of the healing powers of the JNN Journalists Network. Thank you so much, Michael. That's cool. Hey, Michael, tell us what's the name of your strip? Where can we find it? The Fish concurs. Yep, they did 2 5-parters before going to the series. Sorry about the dog. Nothing to be ashamed of. We all watch Jim and the Holograms. Erica says, I want to say that I read that the X-Men '90s cartoon animators also worked on Jim. Probably. Like, it's kind of like, I mean, in animation, like, I have a couple of buddies that are in the animation world, and a lot of people that I know just more as acquaintances. And it's kind of like, how can I say it? There's kind of like you may be on a job and you kind of make friends with some people, and then that job is over. And you go to the next pasture and you might see the same people again. Or maybe the whole thing got canceled and everybody's like, well, what are we going to do now? So sometimes you see people kind of migrate through jobs together. And sometimes the synergy is really good, and they make magic. Like, probably one of those magic things was like Ren and Stimpy, right? And we don't need to get into the minutiae of kind of how Ren and Stimpy fell apart, but the crew they had there was like top notch, and they were just doing spectacular stuff. And that was like a snapshot. Shout out to Bill Ray, shout out to my man Bob Camp. We had both of them on Pencil to Pencil in the early days, so I wouldn't be surprised. And I'm also a big video game nerd, so people who are really into it know that certain studios make really good stuff, and certain studios do not make really good stuff. So it's almost a must buy if somebody says, "Oh, you know what? This is a rare game," or "Oh, the dudes who worked on this." Um, if you ever played In the Hunt, that submarine game, then they went and made Metal Slug, and it's like, oh, of course. You know what I'm saying? So there is something to be said for that. D Fish says Jim was awesome, but does not hold up. Is it like the Carlton dance that they all do? E says Leon needs to be in Target. Yes, Leon does need to be in Target. I think we need to start some sort of campaign. What also would be helpful, I don't know how helpful, but even if you're pre-ordering Leon Worst Friends Forever, my next book coming out in September, order it from Target. Maybe if everybody orders from Target, maybe they'll go, huh, look at this. Maybe we should carry this. Phantom Cave says G.I. Joe facts you're talking just about were interesting. Thank you. No, thank you. Roger Ash, hello, Roger. Good to see you. Yo, I love that avatar. Who did that? It's so good. Roger says we need a Leon bucket hat. You know what? I have my own kind of brand of stuff, and we're off season. I'm not doing a bucket hat because it's we just got through a snowstorm here in Philly. But I have on occasion had bucket hats to give to people. Um, and if especially with the kids, if I'm at a show or at a book signing or a festival and a kid comes over with a bucket hat, you might get a Bucket Brigade sticker. My man Brian Lee O'Malley, shout out to Scott Pilgrim, rocks the bucket hat. I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, Bucket Brigade." He was like, "If you know, you know." I love it. I call Shogun says I only tune in for the Joe talk. Don't get me started, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Ronaldo says, yes, just go on YouTube and type in G.I. Joe. There's a G.I. Joe channel, and it's just streaming 24/7, a day, all day. Oh yeah, D Fish says also regarding I don't know what so much regarding IDW. Last year they did a GI Joe miniseries before they lost the license. That was perfectly nostalgic cartoon, complete with PSAs at the end of each issue. Yeah, didn't they call it like GI Joe, like breakfast breakfast brigade or something like that? And I actually bought a couple of the trades for another one of my buddies who's a big GI Joe mark. And I was like, "Here you go, man." He was like, "Holy shit, it looks like the cartoon." And I was thinking, how come they just thought of this? Like that could have been going on for a long time. But who would have thunk it? And also the coloring wasn't that good back then. Hard master, pause. Soft master, pause. Oh, shout out to Michael. Michael says the name of his webcomic is called Fields of Glory, inspired stories from tabletop game store. Yo, we could talk about that too. I'm a big tabletop guy. All the nerd things cross these waters. It's very cool. Yo, Angel's back. Yo, let's get a sip. There's another sipper for my man Angel. Put your sippers up. Let me get my joints out. Angel, how you been, man? I ain't seen you in a minute. It used to be we were so on this. I would text my man like, "Yo, coffee break tonight." He was like, "Say less." Sip of coffee for my man Angel. Angel, I haven't seen you on here since last year or at the beginning of the year. We're talking about holiday parties. We're way past that now. So, guys, I just don't want. Yeah, shout out to my man Ben Harvey. My favorite student, Ben Harvey, is killing the game. If you're in the Marvel comics, you probably have a couple of Ben's fantastic covers in your collection. You know, I keep talking about that Danny Ketch Ghost Rider you did. A couple other, aren't you doing? He's drawing all the covers, y'all. Go check him out. Tell him Large Marge sent you. Oh yeah, look at that. Yeah, Jay's good. I want to have him on pencil soon. Yeah, Bob Camp is a class act. Him and Missy are adorable. One of my favorite things that Bob Camp does at the end of a comic book convention, like on a Sunday, and everybody's packing up, he just takes out a Sharpie and just does the biggest mural on the tape, like like the plastic table covering after you take your tablecloth away. He's like, "Thanks for a great show, Stimpy," and Stimpy's like, I don't know, like farting on the table, and then he just leaves. I wonder what happened to those. Those are really interesting. Um, Erica says, "I mean, Leon merchandise, Leon bed sheets, squishmallows, coloring books, pins. Yes, I am not above licensing. If you are interested in licensing some Leon stuff, get at the kid." But also, it's a very funny thing in this world. It seems like you don't go to somebody and ask them to make something, they come to you. And that sounds like a power move, and it kind of is low key. But you know how that stuff works. The power shift changes depending on who's asking or who's approaching. Uh, that's all right. I got beat out to football. It's all right. A Leon coloring book. I guess. It's funny because this stuff I do is middle grade, and like middle grade kids aren't really coloring, but maybe their kid's sister would color it. I've been talking a lot, especially with my Patreon supporters, about kind of the inner workings of how all that stuff works, and that because, and if you're new here, I am a author illustrator, creating my own series at Scholastic. Is that doing work in the middle grade space? Middle grade meaning it's not um, young readers, and it's not teen, and it's not YA, because people mess that up all the time. I'm not doing YA stuff, and I'm not doing young adult. Middle grade is like tweens, like 7 to 11 or something like that, 7 to 12, and the kind of taste lines and the way money goes through kids that age. You might see them at the mall. Does anybody go to the mall anymore? And they have disposable income to a degree, right? But their disposable income is going to get them to 7-Eleven with their bikes outside buying junk food. They're not going to show up at my table and go, "Oh yeah, let me get two of these. Can you give me a shirt? You got a medium?" That's not where they are. So really, what my audience are families, right? So 9 times out of 10, a family comes to my say if I'm at a comic book convention and we have a conversation as a family. The kid might say something like, "Oh, we have this in my library at school," and like, "Well, he's the author," and we're having that kind of conversation, but they're not so young that the kids don't have a voice. And mom says, "Ooh, you like give a mouse a cookie? Here's a book, and here's a plushie. There's a cute little mouse holding a cute little cookie. Boom, here you go." Leon's too old for that. So to have a cute little plushie for Leon is not really the demo, even though it'd be nice to have. It's not really the demographic, right? And also the demographic I'm talking about, which is we were all that age at one point. You're in a real interesting shift where it's not even puberty. It's kind of like your awareness kind of comes online, and all of a sudden you're really concerned about how you look or how other people see you and all that kind of stuff. And being not cool is really important, and being cool is important, and all those things. And you don't want to stand out. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, what I'm getting at is, should I have a Leon coloring book? I'm not against it, but who's going to color in it? You know what I'm saying? So we could talk all about that. I think it's really interesting. Yeah, see. Oh, also, and I was talking to somebody, it might have been one of the caffeines, where like if kids have disposable income or they're not stealing their parents' credit cards, they're playing video games and spending money on in the game, like Robux or whatever like that. And that doesn't mean to say, oh well, I need a Leon video game. You don't always have to kind of chase or match what people are doing. You know, I make books. I think reading, besides it being fundamental, it's a really important part of functioning humans. So I'm team reading all day, So, but anyway, that's kind of like some of the things that I deal with in this space. And it sounds like a slam dunk. Oh, get a toy. We can talk about how many toys for, middle grade books there are. I was thinking like, think I've seen a Clifford the Big Red Dog toy, but that probably skews down to like, oh, it's a big red plushie and he's cute and my kid will hug it. You know what I'm saying? So if I made a toy, I really want a toy. I think that would be kind of like these GI Joes I can't stop talking about. Would be like for adult collectors, or maybe I could find something that just fits in there with what kids are into. But I'm in between markets. Sorry for that really long, drawn out thing. Roger Ash says, "Will the new Leon book be out in time for Baltimore? Let's hope so." I, I, well, I know what when it's supposed to come out, but we always make magic. See, you guys see where I'm going with this. So, all right, I got two sales. Let's get on that, you guys. There you go. And also there's some things. Hey Jeff, what's up, Jeff? Good to see you, my man. And I'm not saying like these things can't exist. I'm saying if you've ever, all my creatives out there, if you've ever said something like this, oh, blah, 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 and somebody goes, you know what, you should make a shirt. And you're like, okay, I'll make a shirt. Hey guys, here's a shirt. I thought you were gonna buy it. Nah. See, what had happened was, you know how that works. So to take like calculated risks on stuff, you want to make sure it moves, right? So I am very interested in maybe making limited edition things, test kitchen stuff. We'll see how it goes. And anybody who's watching, check, who's in that world, hit me up. But it's not a slam dunk. And, I don't want to get stuck with 10,000 units of Leon plushes that I thought eight people were going to buy. And now what are they going to do? Jared D says, yeah, it's weird who buys a plush that he makes a shakes. Almost no one buys a plush of the bear characters in that series is for 8 and up. Right? Jeff knows what's up. Sue's gonna color the hell out of that. Geo. Jared D says, I have 20 shakes or bear shirts folks would buy the heck out of every time I post one. See, it's a wicked game. What was that dude's name? I used to say his name all the time. I forget his name. All right, Suze, I see you. But it's a very interesting conversation to have. And one thing that I really enjoy about having these conversations is how many times do you want to get a chance to talk about this stuff with somebody who is in the middle of it or in the business of that? No one. Chris Isaac. And also, one thing that I've said about especially comic books and cartoonists and all those people, You go to the comic book convention, you might put on some elf ears, and you can go to Artist Alley and meet real in the flesh cartoonists. But in any other industry, really, it's not that easy. You can't go to the music concert and get Aerosmith to sign your CD. Yo, I heard you like CDs. Like, there's something really special about this community we're in. You know what I mean? So I think maybe in some ways, I think people take that for granted because there's the access is different. But and also that thing, I think that's what makes celebrity different with us because nobody really thinks of us as celebrities. Oh, I see that guy every 2 weekends at the show. He's not, you know what I'm saying? But that kind of lack of access makes things seem more mystical than they probably need to be. Yeah, I could. But that's something like I'm not planning any of that this year. Like I'm going to be on tour for the next book, and it really will come down to interest. Like I don't want to just do ego things. Like I'm surrounded by things I drew out of my head already, but I don't have the bandwidth to just go, huh? Wouldn't it be cool if I did? And then set this thing up, and it's just like, oh well, nobody's really interested. I just don't have the energy to do that. So I would have to feel like I have a really strong group of people that were behind it and would back it. All right, you guys, you want an ID? You want to sue? But come on. Like, I'm not jumping through hoops for you guys. That's not how that works. I only take orders from Suze, who is the producer. All right. So correct your actions, fix your face. I already told you I don't like clown stuff. Don't make me jump. Let's do an ID. All right, before that, Stuntkin says, you'll never have an environment like a comic convention. That is what sets it apart and makes it unique because fans have that possibility to meet and chat it up with their fave creators. Word up. Thank you, Stuntkin. You've been missed. All right, you guys, let's do it. You're watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. Thank you guys so much for your eyeballs and your heartstrings. Um, if you've been paying attention, I come on here pause twice twice a month. I used to do these every week along with other live video content. We're doing too much out here, y'all. But somebody's got to do it, right? Might as well be me. But in this space, this is kind of like my little corner of the universe that I get to talk my ish, chat it up with the caffeines, and give myself nicknames. So if you're new to the stream, you'll find out quickly that I am a Philadelphian in good standing, and a lot of my nicknames are John centric. Some of my favorite nicknames are there's so many. Tell Ronaldo, John Cena, Johnny Five is alive. Uh, there was another one. Somebody just had a good one. John 316, which I think might have to battle with my man Stone Cold Steve Conley. And also your internet best friend and hairbrusher. Well, hello. What happens here? Why am I here, and why am I enthralled by this handsome black man? Well, you get to hang out with me. I'm also a cartoonist, and watch me drink coffee and run my mouth. And when I am out of coffee, you know the phrase that pays. Video over. Thank you. While we're at it, visit our sponsor, my man Reggie Byers. Just Do Coffee. Let me get the joint up here. I don't know, you guys. I remember a couple of weeks ago, something was going on with his channel. I mean his website, but I think it's back up. Get you some merch, the best merch. Reggie and I are planning a collab real soon. Very excited. Thank you, guys. I'm tired. I'm on deadline as usual, and this is legitimately a coffee break. Right after this, I'm going back to work. John Creasy, I forgot I told you guys about in my house. You know, everybody has house rules, or you have like things in your lexicon. I said this on the last one. All the Denzel Washington movies are different Creasy movies. If you saw Man on Fire, one of my favorite Denzel movies, and his name was Creasy. So any other Denzel movie is just a different type of Creasy, like Undercover Cop Creasy, or Heist Creasy, or Basketball Creasy. Oh, thank you, Susan. It's nice, right? Johnny Cash, the man in black. I like it. You guys are killing it. Jazz to Moonbase 2. I love it. Yeah, the JN Network is always busy. Yo, it may be January, but it's always July when my man Julian Lytle's in the building. What up, July? Shout out to my man July. Yo, Steven, what's up, Steven Payton? Look at all these superstars up in here. Steven says, wait, what are we talking about? Comic book conventions. You're so right, which is why Baltimore Comic Con is my favorite event. So many artists and writers' moments, yes. They have made some of my favorite moments. I hope to see more inkers and letterers as I want to see the whole team behind the magic. That's interesting. I don't know if just because of the way the sausage gets made, pause, that you see a lot. Well, I know there's a lot of, especially mainstream anchors that do shows as they used to sell pages. I don't know if that's changing. And I know a couple people who were letterers who you know what? Like, say if this is New York Comic Con, all those cats are walking around, but they might not be tabling. So, but that's something interesting, Stephen, to talk about. I'm not putting that on the screen, JRD. I'm gonna put you in. I'll put you in timeout. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate that. That's right, JRD about to get canceled. All right, so I was going to ask. Well, I talked about my man. There you go, Ronaldo. Clean that up. Um, Somewhere near when Angel came into the chat, and I said I hadn't talked to him since the holidays, and maybe this is a great time in the year to do ones and twos, y'all. Because I'm always good with the content. For you guys who aren't familiar with the ones and twos, well, I don't even know where the thing is. Where is it? And after this, I'll do a Sue's pose. All right. Well, I'm looking for it. Here it is. Ones and twos. So the ones and twos is an interactive part of this program, dear viewer, where you, yes, you, who's watching live, can type into the comments or in the live chat or however you're watching this. If you're on Facebook, it's called something else. And I'm going to ask a question that have a couple of keyboard inputs. Um, I'll say for anybody in the chat that does this, hit one. Whoever does that, put two. You get it? If you chronically do not, all right. Let me run it back. If you still have your Christmas stuff up, put a one in the chat. If you took it down like the second after the Christmas or the holidays were over, put a two in the chat. If you don't decorate at all, or slash you just keep stuff up all year round, pause, put a three in the chat. Let's see those responses. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Yeah, Roger. Shout out to I never met John Workman, but shout out to Todd Klein, one of the sweetest people in the business. All right. We'll be honest. So you still got that tree up? All right. Steven took it down. I see a lot of tickets. See? All right, we're gonna talk about this. Duke took it down around New Year's. So it didn't make it to New Year's? I guess it could have been a five, right? Like who all right, let's just get through this. Okay. Wait, Ronaldo says, definitely one. Your tree's still up. Our rule is the tree can't stay up until after my wife's birthday. Oh, can't go up until after my wife's birthday. It must be down by my youngest sons. That's good. Wow, a Valentine's Day birthday. That's really cool. Yo, I'm exposing y'all. Triggered. Trigger warning. Okay. That's really interesting. You know what? One thing I thought, and that's because we're all very, as creatives, we're all very observational. One thing that I noticed, especially during the lockdown, was especially the was it one or two? Maybe it was two Christmases where people just you weren't leaving the house and you put your stuff up and you kind of just left it up because it made you feel okay. You know what I'm saying? It was almost like a comfort, right? It was almost like a creature comfort just to have the Christmas lights up. So, I understand that and just kind of like, oh, I'm gonna just turn the tree on and just sit in the living room and kind of it soothed you a little bit. So I'm cool with whatever y'all do. Well, you had a cricket in your house for the tree. Okay, Jeff. So wait a minute. So Jeff, would that kind of be a 4 or 5? You don't decorate at the house. D Fish says everything's still up. Last year the tree was up until April. I love it. Sue says the longest I left my decorated tree up was March. That was during COVID. Y'all still do wait. Virtual cop creasy. Which one is that? I love that the creasy thing is turned into like a guess which Denzel Washington movie this is. Yeah, I'm glad that we have an artificial tree, and it's just like I'm not. Oh, the sport called cricket. I'm sorry. Oh wow, you're in Australia. This is awesome. This is great. I always wanted to visit Australia. What time is it there? And don't mind me, I'm geographically illiterate. So if you're like, oh, it's the same time in here, it's just the way the axis spins, you can laugh at me in private. Virtuosity. Okay. That's virtual insanity. I don't remember that one. Huh. All right, let's do this. Let's do this Sue's pose. You guys, where's Sue's Ringo report to the dance floor? That's crazy. Which one is that? He's been in so many movies, y'all. Wait, there was a possessed Denzel Washington movie. How about Equalizer, Creasy? I haven't seen one Equalizer movie. What movie is this? See, I would say that would I'm spoiling it. I would say Blind Creasy, and that would be Book of Eli, because that just makes sense. But I like Book of Creasy. So Phantom Cave Review says 2 p.m. on a Friday in Australia. Wow. I have to go watch it. I don't think I've ever saw it. I'm you guys are making me laugh. The Bone Creasy pause. Oh, that's funny. That's a good basketball. Oh, wait, hold on. Pi Creasy. That's I can't keep up. All right, all right, all right, all right, you guys. I still have my banners up. All right, you guys. It's time to report to the dance floor. Suze, I saw you. It's time to pay tribute to the queen of coffee break, Suze Ringo. Suze, what would I do without you? What would coffee break be without Suze and Matt? Nowhere, I tells you. So this is the part in the show where you, yes, you, dear viewer, get to strike a pose. All right, let me get my assets ready. Ready? Are we dipping or are we chipping? Or hipping or chipping? I put my hand upon your chip, then I dip, you dip, we dip. I broke. That was a good one, you guys. I'm so proud of you. Oh man, you guys went off to the deep end with this Creasy stuff. So wait, Equalizer be timed cop Creasy, not time cop? Yes. Yeah. All right, you guys, before we run out of time, we have a little bit of coffee left. I know you guys are enjoying your Creasy moment. I'm glad that I'm able to bring sunlight into your lives. I want to talk about some Paul Verhoeven movies. Am I saying his name right? Somebody, I've been watching a lot of video essays on YouTube while I'm in the studio. And this guy did this deep dive on Paul Verhoeven. And if you're familiar with him, come on, JRD, you can give me his whole catalog. RoboCop, which is a masterpiece. RoboCop is more than just a dumb movie with a robot dude and a gun with a gun in his thigh. It is an essay on modern civilization. Also, usually misunderstood, but underappreciated Starship Troopers. I'm doing my part. I'm hoping. What? Flesh and Blood with Rutger Hauer. Rutger Hauer makes everything better. It makes my coffee taste better with some Rutger Hauer. Forget RoboCop. Yeah, so with Peter, I never really saw any behind the scenes on RoboCop. Was that suit like crazy heavy? um, I'll have to. I'm not going to put it in here because it takes too long. These are super old. This is almost like early internet. Remember, like E Bombs World and that kind of stuff. Go into YouTube and type in RoboCop rap, and there's this British dude who does a rapping summary of the entire RoboCop movie. It's like 7 minutes long, and it's the whole thing. It's showing clips, so it's amazing. It all rhymes. It's chef's kiss perfection. And after you're done with that, after you do RoboCop rap, do Predator rap. Wow, I believe that. Like, yo, I love. I think I have like two or three different like directors editions of RoboCop. I was at the Acme. Shout out to Philly supermarket Acme, and this is like right at the end where they used to have DVDs in the basket, like laying around the supermarket. I put some of those on my Facebook. This is years ago. I got A Team season one. I got RoboCop Director's Edition. And I think Aliens. Like, come on, for like $3 at the supermarket. But RoboCop is a masterclass. Tell them, JRD. RoboCop is an amazing satirical film of American excess and how we celebrate and militarize everything. It's A plus plus plus. Christmas Story A plus. Yes, RoboCop is a fantastic movie. And I would also I would hazard to guess with anybody who could watch that movie and not get it. Like I don't I know there's people who watch movies but don't pay attention. They're just on. And I'm like, yo, what I like to kind of decode stuff after I watch it. Yo, what'd you think of that? Remember the thing? What? I can't speak for any of the sequels. I've never seen a sequel. I don't care to. But what was it? The other one, JRD, you said? Anyway, it was a really cool essay, and I can't remember the other movies we talked about. I'd buy that for $1. Matt says there's a great the movies that made us on RoboCop on Netflix. I'm gonna have to check that out. Okay. Okay. Basic Instinct is a Paul Verhoeven movie. Yes. How interesting is that? And it's no, it's Acme, but I think you. I just saw a clip of Tina Fey was on Jimmy Fallon, and Jimmy Fallon's the worst. You can't do anything without laughing. But she was talking about Philly accents. It was talking about that stuff. And one other thing before I totally lose my focus is that Philadelphia is a city made up of neighborhoods, and there is no Philadelphian accent. I'm from Philly. I don't talk like that. It's very segmented to neighborhoods or locales of the city, right? So a lot of that stuff you see, even what was that show that was on cable where they were making fun of it on SNL, Murder Madooter, or whatever that show was with the murders and Madooter. And a lot of that stuff you hear, that's Delaware County. Shout out to Delco, Springfield, Ridley Park, Granite Run Mall. I see you, C. Kane. That is kind of is penetrated pause out there. And then there's inflections of that in South Philly, Northeast Philly. But you come deeper in the city, like down North Philly don't talk like that. And it's all really split up. So anytime somebody does like a Philly thing, I just go, but I don't talk, oh, Total Recall, yes. Thank you, Roger Ash. Yes, Total Recall's underrated. Um all right, I'm all over the place now. Yo, see you. See you. Nice seeing you, Phantom Cave Reviews. Yeah, this is a good point, Duke. Duke says there's people that don't know what Rage Against the Machine is angry about. So I guarantee there's people that don't get RoboCop. Yo, we need to herd all those people together. Um, oh, Showgirls, yes, that's the one. It's funny, like people, everybody dunked on Showgirls when it came out, but now people are like it's a cult classic. The guy knows what he's doing. He really does. And this essay I watched, the guy was breaking down Showgirls is like it was so it was like a reverse of the male gaze and all this kind of like really heady stuff. And I was like, okay, I can rock with that. But I don't think people ain't ready. Peter, yeah, right. See, it's all mixed up. So don't let them lie to you. When you come to Philly, you just make sure you keep your wallet in your front pocket. Jardu says, then he did Showgirls, but he redeemed himself with Starship Troopers. Doogie Howser as a Yo, you're all over the road tonight, bro. Yo, Free Punk Taco, what up, Adam? Good to see you. Yo, you're mad late, man. I'm about to roll out. Good to see you. All kinds of superstars in the building. Oh, this is what I want to end with. Oh, he did Hollow Man. Yo, shout out to Kevin Bacon. Hollow Man was dope. Hollow Man was a retelling of The Invisible Man. And as you know, one of my nicknames is Kevin Scrapple because Bacon was taken. Yes, Kevin Bacon, Philadelphian, and also he's not a bad singer. If you ever see the Bacon Brothers, it might not be your bag, but he alright. You. that's my that's my secret cap. Yeah, we about to roll out, ain't hell. But hold on, let me finish this. So, you guys, I posted this a little earlier on my Facebook this week, and I haven't really been doing that a lot lately. I've been off the grid because it's just like enough already. Yo, Jeff, I just got it. Thank you, man. Um, and I posted, if you want to feel old, you ready? The Matrix, the first joint, not the Matrix of Leadership Transformers. The Matrix with Keanu Reeves came out in March of 1999. The Matrix is in months' time is going to be 25 years old. How do you feel about that? Let's discuss. I like Visibly Invisible. That's a cool name for a band. Yo, thank you, man. Only diamonds cuts for me. Yo, right? 25 years old. Are you kidding me? Are you joking me? Yes. And one of the things I can't argue with that. Yeah. Um, one of the things I loved about The Matrix, and also, and this is, guys, we're so ruined by the internet. It's a blessing and a curse. It gives and it takes away. It taketh away. And also because Ghostbusters is my favorite movie. It's funny. I love fandom of stuff. I love GI Joe and stuff, but I don't really rock with Ghost. I don't have Ghostbusters toys. I never thought anything besides the real Ghostbusters kind of got the essence of it. But anyway, in 1980, when did Ghostbusters come out? 84 and like 83 or something like that. I'm a young man standing at the in the subway platform at City Hall, and in the corridor on the other side of the tracks on the subway tile is a giant black poster with that no logo and the ghost in it, and it says "Coming to Save the World next summer." That's it. It didn't say Ghostbusters. It didn't say anything, and I'm just like, I was hooked from there. There's something really special about not knowing about stuff. Everything is totally blown out and ruined. Pause now. They even ruined even though it was a bad movie anyway, the remake of Clash of the Titans, where they had my man Liam Neeson in the Zeus beard. And I'm watching a trailer. Trailers suck, you guys. I'm watching a trailer, and then Liam Neeson turns to the camera and goes, "Release the Kraken." I'm like, and then they show the Kraken. Why do I need to go see the movie now? When The Matrix came out, there were no previews. No one knew about this thing. Me and my squad, we were rolling, and we see on the movie theater says The Matrix, Keanu Reeves. We're like, I don't know, let's go see it. By the time that thing was over, we were like fist fighting in the parking lot. Are you kidding? And I think that's a component that's missing from a lot of stuff. Everything is ruined because y'all can't be patient. Everybody needs to know everything and everything. And then half of the time, people go to watch Easter egg videos about the trailer they just saw. Come on. Yes, tell them, Adam. Cam, yo, we're on our way out of here. Yo, Jason, hello. Yo. Oh, man, don't make me cry. Yo, last sip of the night for my man O Snap, Steve Myers, who passed this mortal coil the end of last year. He was a good man. Guys, give your flowers to your people while they can still smell them. I don't have anything else to add to that. That's real. If you got people, tell them you love them. Nothing is promised is real. Nobody wants to get those phone calls and you say stuff like, "Oh, I just talked to." Tell your people how important they are to you every time you see them, or call them up and tell them. Thank you. Good night. Jason just did that drive by. Appreciate you. That's real. That's real. That's all I got to say. All right, you guys. You guys are going to keep going. Thank you guys so much. I'm almost out of coffee. I'm going to bring this home. But yeah, we're getting old, you guys. It's scary. I was talking on something else about like rappers. Like I was talking about like Nas or whatever in the '80s. That stuff is so old now. I could be talking about Lawrence Welk. to kids now. They don't know or care who these people are. That's how old we are now. It's crazy, right? Yo, I don't know who Lawrence Welk is, and I don't care. That's how we sound when you talk about, oh, remember the Public Enemy album? They don't care because it's old history. It's black and white to them now. That's crazy. Yes, fire everything. All right, you guys, this was fun. As you know, right? When you hear "Welcome to the Terror Dome" and Target, you know, you know we're old. Yeah, that's crazy, right? Yes, Julian, tell him you got to listen to the new music. Don't be that old man yelling at clouds. Embrace new stuff. There's some hot new stuff. Don't be closed-minded because we hated when our folks were closed-minded. They had a problem when I had my high top fade with the blonde streak in it. Shout out to my man Kwame the Boy Genius. But that's just what was popping, and I'm like, what? Why did why do you have a blonde dye kit? What is wrong with you? Yo, I'm gonna hit the top off. Pause. It's Dougie Fresh, or not Johnny Fresh, but I know where you're going, Jody. That was great. 6 minutes, Dougie Fresh, you're on. On. All right, you guys, that's enough. Guys, I had a great time hanging out with you. God willing, I'll be back here in another 2 weeks. You will never see that pic, Adam. Um, well, our last story, you guys. I'm enjoying myself. This is years ago, and we're changing our diets, trying to watch my sodium. You know what I mean? Trying to get the kank back. And this is years ago, but went. I drove into the Dunkin' drive-through, and it was like, you ever go to Dunkin' Donuts late, like it's like dark out, and I'm just like, I really want a coffee, and I ordered my whatever, and I drove to the windows. This young man in the window, and he was like, "Yo, what's up, man? How you doing? Here's your order." And he looks at my hair. He looks at the dreads, and he was like, "Yo, man, I like your locks, man. How long you been growing them?" And I said, very old manish, "How old are you?" And then he was like, "Oh, word." And I just started laughing. Yeah, my hair is older than you. Getting old, y'all. Yeah, tell him, Suze. Pre-order your Leon book, y'all. Let me put the joint up because I can't leave without the brand. Y'all is real. Leon, worst friends forever. Wherever books are sold, don't wait. Don't be late. Pre-order. What do we say? Pre-order from Target.com. If you want to support your indie bookstores, go to bookstore.org. Cop it. Go down to your local bookstore and say, "Hey, there's this great new Scholastic graphic novel I need to get. It's in the system. I'm not selling these out of my trunk, y'all. It's in the system. Just tell them, yo, I need like 5 of these. I need 3 to put on ice, one for the shelf, and one to give to the shorty. We're gonna do it all again, y'all. I can't wait. Thanks for your support. Thanks, Suze. I appreciate that. All right, you guys. Yes. Yep. Tell him, Jeff. We ship from Oh Yeah Muncie. That's right. All right, Adam, why are you trying to kick me out, man? I thought we were vibing. It's your fault you're late. We've been rolling. All right, you guys, I have a little coffee left. I'm gonna make this happen. Guys, I love seeing your faces in the place every 2 weeks. Tell your mans and them. Tell them this is the best thing going on Thursday. This is must see TV. This is must see interneting. All right, guys, love you. Tell them, Suze. Time to say good night, y'all. Say your goodbyes. Hey, Nico, good night. You want some trunk pretzels? Yeah, I got to get back to it, you guys. I got a couple panels left. Thank you, Stunt Ken. I love you too. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate y'all. You can always, hit me up here, but you can always hit me up here in your heart chakras. All right, let's do it. You've been watching Coffee Break with JN with your boy JN. You guys had a fantastic time. We talked about old people stuff because that's what happens on the Gen X hour. We came away with some really good notes, and we also had a really heartfelt message at the end. Say you love your people. If you're beefing with somebody, squash that. If you owe somebody like $10, stop hiding from them when you go around to the corner store. Just give him his money back. Let's not do that in 2024. This is the year Cat Williams started off strong. This is the year where the truth will come to light. Just be a better person. All right. Love you guys so much. I have lots of names. One of my favorites, Philly Donahue, the administrator of this facility, and the captain of this ship, Jean-Luc Picard. There are 4 Johns. That's Bill's favorite thing. What happened here tonight? You got to hang out with me, your favorite cartoonist, Jamar Nicholas. You watch me drink a cup of coffee and run my mouth. Now that I'm out of coffee, where's Trey? Somebody wake up Hicks. See you later. Be good.